Hey there, welcome to Teams That Swear. I'm Adrian Balarjan, author of Teams That Swear by Each Other and Not About Each Other. I believe the strength of any organization comes down to one thing, and that's how well its people work together, and especially how well an organization's leadership team work together. Now, if you're looking for genuine strategies that actually work, you've come to the right place. This podcast is about cutting through the noise, getting to the heart of what makes teams tick, and giving tools you can use today.
One of the benefits of growing up in Saskatchewan was winter. Yep, winter. Minus 20 degrees Celsius was considered nice. Minus 30, minus 40, not so nice. But the benefit of growing up with winters like that is Australia doesn't feel like winter at all. There's no snow and there's no minus 42 degrees Celsius. There's no risk of your tongue getting stuck to a frozen pole. And we can wear shorts year-round. I guess that's the joy of being Adrian the Canadian. But let's be real. Even here in Australia, winter hits differently. It does impact motivation. Darker mornings, colder weather. Things like not using the outdoor shower as much. It all adds up. Now, McCrindle's research backs this up. They've shown that 1 in 3 Aussies admit to lower motivation in the winter. 27% of people have said that they're less efficient during this season. 28% feel less connected to colleagues. And 28% report increased irritability. Irritability and pessimism. Not exactly your ideal recipe for a high-performing team. So, how do we deal with this? Let's start at the individual level. Here's something to ask yourself. Where does your performance energy come from? Think about what is your non-negotiable to keep you at your best. Is it regular exercise, good food, enough sleep? Here's one that you might not have thought of. Do you get enough light? A coffee in the sun or light therapy can actually lift your energy. And we can thank Joe Lane from the ANU for that insight. Joe also suggested looking at a holiday photo and imagining yourself on the beach. Now that sounds great in theory, but if I look at my family on Finn's Beach in Canggu, all I feel is frustration because I want to be there. It also makes me think maybe I need a cocktail. But then I'd feel hungover and probably better to talk to someone if you're really struggling rather than look at a photo. On a more serious note, a trusted friend or a medical professional is the better way to go. Let's think about your team. Now, one of the best things to do as a leader is to create short-term goals for your team. I call these areas of focus. Not giant strategic initiatives, just something achievable and energizing in the shorter term. Now, why does this work? Because winning matters. When we win, our body releases dopamine and testosterone. Dr. Ian Robertson calls it the winner's effect. The more we win, the more our brain wires itself to win again. So ask yourself, what game can you and your team play right now? Maybe ask your team that same question. What game do they want to play right now? Now, here are 5 ideas of games that your team can play. Number 1, I call this the Learn Something New game. Pick a topic as a team. Change management, generative AI, whatever topic you guys find interesting. You could listen to a podcast and discuss it. This is exactly what we do in my leadership team workouts all the time, and it sparks learning and builds connection fast. Game number 2 you could play, the Know Your Numbers Better game. Spend 45 minutes a week with your team digging into your metrics. Find out what drives success in your team. You could bring in a guest to help you understand which metrics drive success. You guys can ask different questions. You could scenario plan together. When you do this as a group, not only will everybody learn, but it will raise energy and is great for you because you will raise the capability of your group. The third game you could play, this one's a lot of fun. It's called the Recognition Circuit. Here's how you're going to start every team meeting that you've got. You're going to start with this one question. Who do you want to recognize this week and why? Now, you don't have to turn this into War and Peace. You can just allocate 5 to 10 minutes maximum to this. It costs nothing, and it creates a massive lift in energy, morale, and connection. It'll also shift your team from that coasting that happens in wintertime due to lower motivation levels to noticing what's going well. Here's a fourth game you could play. It's called the Use a Fuel Check-In. Here's another thing to ask at another meeting. Ask each person, what's giving you energy right now and what's draining it? You could do this in a one-on-one or at a team huddle. It'll give you a really good sign of where the team needs a lift and where you need to get out of their way. Now, the fifth game that you could play is set a micro mission game. Give the team something to win in 5 to 10 days. It doesn't have to be something big, but something that they can get done and feel good about. Progress fuels performance, and it builds confidence fast. The great thing about these games that they're real achievable ways to spark energy in your team, and they make a difference during these cooler months. Have a go, or come up with your own game and see what impact you can make. And if you think Saskatchewan summers are more appealing and you want to head over, let me know. I'll hook you up with some Saskatoon Berries tickets.
All right, that brings us to the end of this episode. Thanks for joining me on Teams That Swear. If today's conversation sparked a thought, a question, or maybe even a new perspective, hit subscribe so you don't miss what's next. And if you're ready to transform how your team works together, reach out. I'd love to help. Because teams that swear by each other and not about each other don't happen by chance. They happen with intentional, deliberate action, and the first step starts with you.